Hi everyone, welcome to Newegg TV. My name is Paul, and today I'm going to be doing an unboxing and overview of this wireless dual-band router from EnGenius. This is the EnGenius ESR750H. So the full name of this product is the EnGenius Extra Range Live Dual Concurrent Media Router, model ESR750H. The 750 there is representative of the 750 megabits per second maximum theoretical throughput of the wireless radios. It's a dual-band router, so it functions on both the 2.4 gigahertz and the 5 gigahertz band, and you can connect to either one, but you can't do both at the same time. So you'll get a max of 300 or 450 megabits per second, respectively, from the 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz band. Next up, you get 10x gigabit connectivity. I believe that's referring to the gigabit hub that's built in, so 10 times the typical 100 megabit hub that you get in a lot of routers. So you get gigabit connectivity in the back. You get 5 antennas for maximum coverage. 2 of them are external. They are 100 milliwatt high output double wireless range antennas, so that will give you maximum range from the router. It's saying 3 floors of penetration from your wireless radio. So depending on the construction of your house or the office or wherever you have this installed, that's sort of giving you an example of what you might be able to get access to the router from if you're connecting wirelessly. You also get a USB port on the back, so you can use that for USB storage and sharing. You get integrated network security. Of course, you have WPA and WPA2 wireless connection security, and you get Wi-Fi multimedia streaming, which there's a little bit more information about on the back of the box. So here's just a little diagram of that extended range you get with the built-in antennas. There is some information about the built-in firewall. You get a hardware firewall with the router, which is very important to have. Smart media streaming. So here's just a quick example of using the dual band functions. So down here, for example, you have a laptop, tablet, PC, a smartphone. Those are functioning on the 2.4 gigahertz band. And then over here on the lower right, you have stuff like a wireless HD stereo, so like a high definition television with a wireless capable receiver, or for instance a game console. You have those hooked up to the 5 gigahertz band. That way they don't interfere with each other. You get maximum throughput for particularly the media streaming. That way if you're running HD video or that sort of thing, you won't have any lost frames or stuttering. You also get that AirPlay functionality with this, so if you have an iPhone, an iPad, or an iPad Touch, and if you have USB speakers, you can plug the USB speakers into the router and then wirelessly play your media from that Apple device over the router. Next up, let's take a look at what comes inside the box. You get some documentation here about the USB services. Again, you can connect a USB thumb drive or an external drive to the USB port on the back of the router. Use it for network storage. You do require to install some software for that, though. Here's the router itself. We're going to come back to that in just a moment. Let's go over the rest of the accessories. This is probably an AC adapter. This is an AC adapter right there. Plug in and provide power to the device. Here's a little contact card for EnGenius for worldwide technical support, so you can use that to contact them if you're having any troubles. Here are your included external antenna. Again, 5 total antenna, 3 of them are internal. These 2 are external, so these are 5 dBi antenna. They can be articulated to improve your wireless range. If that is helpful for you, you can try that out. Here also you have some drywall screw inserts and some screws, so you can use those to mount the router directly to a wall. You also get your EnGenius Extra Range Router manual right here, so it's got different languages and basic instructions, I should say, for setting up and getting the router up and running, logging into the router from an internet browser. You also get an RJ45 cable right there, so Ethernet cable to help connect the router to your existing home network. And you also get this EnGenius installation disk, so you can run that on your computer to go through the setup process to get the router up and running, or you can use the instructions in the manual. So here's a look at the router itself. As you can see, it's got a glossy black finish, EnGenius and Extra Range logos there. On the right side here we have some, well, there's indicator lights all the way across the bottom, but on the right side we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's indicating your connection for the wired Ethernet ports there at the back of the router for your gigabit connections. The little Saturn-looking logo there is indicating if you have an internet connection, and then we have indicator lights for the 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz wireless radios. Next to that is a power indicator light. And I was a little bit unsure actually about these final buttons here on the left side, so I double checked the manufacturer's website. This is a WPS button and indicator light. So the WPS button right there, and it can actually serve a few different purposes. So you can press it for 1 to 5 seconds to activate the WPS setup, and you can use that when you're initially plugging in the router to set up your password and everything using WPS. If you press it for 6 to 10 seconds, it will automatically reboot the router, and then if you hold it for 20 seconds, it will reset the router to factory defaults. Next up, here on the bottom of the router, we have some ventilation. We also have some rubberized feet that the router will sit on, provides it a little bit of space there so it can get airflow to make sure it stays cool. Also here on the back you can see the mounting points for those included screws if you want to wall mount it. Finally, around here on the back, as you can see, I have connected the 2 external antennae. On the left side here is a power switch, so you got a physical switch there to turn the router on or off. That's where your AC adapter plugs in. Then you have these wired ports right here. Again, this is Gigabit Ethernet, 1000 megabit per second LAN ports. And then speaking of which, your wireless connection on this is compatible with 802.11 A, B, G, or N. Of course, backwards compatible, but if you want that fast wireless connectivity, you will want to use devices that have 802.11 N wireless adapters. Finally, there on the right side is your WAN port, and that's where you plug in the Ethernet port that comes over from your modem that's generally provided by your internet service provider. Also right here you have a USB 2.0 port. Again, can be used for a few of the different features on this device. You can use it for that AirPlay feature if you plug in some USB connected speakers. You can plug in a USB flash drive or external hard drive and set up some network attached storage, I should say. Or you can also plug in a printer right there, and it has a built-in printer server so you can share your printer over the other devices on your network. Some other features of this, you also get VPN support, so for virtual private networking you have support for PPTP, L2TP, and IPsec, IP security, if you're going to be running a VPN. And that's going to wrap it up for this video. Once again, this has been the ESR750H dual band wireless router from EnGenius. I'm Paul with Newegg TV, and if you enjoyed today's video, please head over to our Newegg YouTube channel and don't forget to subscribe for more tech videos. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time.